Haitian-Canadian producer Kaytranada has been taking the music world by storm with his genre-defying sound since the early 2010s. From his early remixes to his latest album Bubba, Kaytranada has consistently pushed the boundaries of both hip-hop and dance music. With a Grammy Award under his belt and collaborations with the likes of Kali Uchis, Paak and Pharrell Williams, he's often referred to as the #1 dream collaborator. Welcome back to Who the F***, the show aiming to take a deep dive in some of the acts playing festival season in 2023. I think this is our last episode of season 4. One of my favourite artists. Everything that's out is absolutely sensational. Kaytranada, probably been top of my list now for the last 4 or 5 years to see live. I think he's an absolutely incredible artist. So without further ado, who the F*** is Kaytranada? Louis Kevin Celestin was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, before moving to Montreal, Quebec, Canada, where he developed his passion for music and began producing and DJing. To tell the story of Kaytranada, it has to be done in, I think, 3 chapters with a prologue and an epilogue. He started out making music under a couple of aliases, Kaytra and Kaystradamus, the latter being obviously a play on the great predictor Nostradamus, before settling on Kaytranada and making remixes of Naughty's house and R&B records, my favourite being Mojo's Lady Hear Me Tonight, Tidra Moses' Be Your Girl, Gil Scott's Golden, and the record that really put him on the map, Janet Jackson's If. It's through these remixes that you can really start to hear his influences. From the likes of Madlib and A Tribe Called Quest, many would describe him as a child of Dilla. Honestly, I feel like if J Dilla was around and part of the SoundCloud generation, then Kaytranada would be exactly what he would sound like. When it comes to influences, he also cites his Haitian roots, compa music, artists like Sweet Mickey, T-Vice, and Montreal's rich jazz scene. Think artists like Bradford Marseille, Oscar Peterson, and Oliver Jones. But not Scream, that's the different Oliver Jones.
No, he's not joking. Where the fuck is the after party?
I first came across his work while Lauren and I were crate digging for a club night we used to run called Blank Canvas. Lauren discovered this bootleg of Flume's Holding On, and to one-up a record that's as big as that is an absolutely massive achievement. Kaytranada did it. And from that moment onwards, we were completely hooked. He put his first original material as Kaytranada out in 2013 on Her What and Where Records with the record At All. And the craziest part is, I almost completely forgot to mention that he had this amazing Boiler Room set in 2013. And it literally was until this year, regarded as maybe the best Boiler Room set of them all. More on who took that spot recently in the coming few days. In August 2014, he put out the record Leave Me Alone featuring Shay Leah, a record that has to challenge every house DJ for the Groove Championship. And it's with the release of this single that takes us into what I'm going to call Chapter 1, 99.9%. Before boarding the hype train for the debut album, he went on to collaborate with Sid and Steve Lacy of the internet on the outstanding Girl. In the run-up to his debut album, he puts out records Drive Me Crazy with Vic Mensa, the most outrageous jazz record Bus Ride with Kareem Riggins and Rivers Tiber, and in April releases his first collaboration with the majestic Anderson .Paak on the monstrous Glowed Up.
And it still ain't a goddamn thing they could tell me. What could compel me to jump?
He released his debut album 99.9% on May 17th, 2016 to critical acclaim, scoring 81% on Metacritic. AllMusic gave the record 4 out of 5, stating, combined beats seemingly tailored for each voice, the album could have reassembled a disorderly production showcase, yet Celestin applies his experience as a deeply knowledgeable selector to stitch it all together with a few obvious seams. He excels most at bold modern boogie with spring-loaded drums, zip and glide bass lines, and radiant keyboards. It was was absolutely one of the standout records for me in 2016. The album's artwork was made by one of my favourite artists, Ricardo Cavolo. Kaytranada is also known for his very unique individual style, but also sampling and flipping pop culture to create something both new and original. The album's just such a banger. The record was known for its heavy list of featured artists, from Lil Dragon to Aluna George, from Bad Bad Not Good to Craig David. But the standout trick has to be the fever dream that is Light Spots. Which takes us to this very small middle chapter. After this period, K would go on to play a major part in some massive collaborations. The first was as a producer on Chance the Rapper's Mammoth All Night, featuring Knox Brown. Which I only found out recently, but makes so much sense. Next was on the track Lust by Kendrick Lamar for his album Damn, and finally was with his collaboration with Compton rapper Buddy on the standout Find Me. In 2018, he also put out 2 records as feature artist. The first was with Kalela's Waiting, which doesn't really sound like it has any drums until 2/3 of the way through. But when you get there, oh my god. Next was with the one and only Ty Dolla $ign on the record Nothing Like You, which was one of our favourite records of the year.
Nothing like you. Don't make 'em like you.
And he finishes this kind of in-between chapter in April 2019, collaborating with Van Ness on the incredible Dysfunctional. Which just gives major Disclosure vibes. Which brings us to the third chapter in December 2019. We got our first taste of what was to come with the record 10% featuring Kali Uchis. This was followed by a collaboration with Tinashe on The Worst in Me.
Never could have gone so easily.
These 2 tracks were the first records taken from his sophomore record, Bubba.
So the album's called Bubba. Okay, where'd that come from?
Bubba Kush.
You're a smoker?
I'm a smoker. I don't know what White Bubba was like the thing that stuck to me. Maybe like the creative process while I was smoking that strain, that one strain. In that 1 week, I was like, oh, shit, okay, it's a cool name, I guess. It's kind of catchy.
The album was released on December 13th, 2019 to critical acclaim and scored 82% on Metacritic. The Enemy gave it 4 out of 5, saying, Bubba may be lacking the type of big bangers that thrive in the festival sets like 99.9%, but it's no worse for it. Instead, it's a dizzying hour that is more interesting and enthralling the already fans that have made it into the club to give them a hell of a night. Job done. The album does feature some star-studded collaborations with the likes of Pharrell Williams and Estelle, and on the track Vexon features Goldlink. Grey Area features the longtime collaborator Mick Jenkins, and my personal favourite cut from the record features Sir on the banger Go DJ.
Can I get a Go DJ? Go DJ.
This brings us to the real strange part in K's career. Following album number 2, it starts in March 2020 with the release of the record Front Street featuring Mick Jenkins.
Nigga put me on Front Street. We done did enough sneaking through the back door. We done do enough rolls of concrete.
He's teased a bigger project with Mick Jenkins.
Me and Mick is like one of the people I work with the most, I think. There's a lot of stuff we've been making and it's really dope. And we've been talking about making a tape.
Something that I absolutely love. Both of them are 2 of the hardest working people in music. We wouldn't get anything from him for 18 months during lockdown until he released the Intimidated EP in late 2021, which featured amazing artists like Thundercat, Haitian artist Mac Homie, and a standout record, Intimidated, with Her. Earlier this year, he collaborated on a mixtape on the sensational Simple by IDK. I don't know if it's a mixtape or an album, it's like 8 tracks long. Standout record for me is either Dog Food with Denzel Curry, which is fucking incredible, or Breathe, which has that kind of retro future sound that I think Kaytranada is moving towards. It kind of feels really like a clean Blade Runner to me. Like, feels really retro and 80s, but mega future. Something that I think Kaytranada is doing a lot of at the moment, and I just absolutely love it. In August, he had his second collaboration with Anderson .Paak on the banger Twin Flames.
You always got some way around it. You never had to pay for ganja. You always got the waves around you.
Features a sample of Sister Sledge's One More Time.
One more time, kiss me, say.
I think he alluded to this being on Bubba initially, but he had to get the sample cleared so he couldn't. So it took 3 years to see the light of day. He wrapped up the year collaborating with Pink Pantheress on the record Do You Miss Me? In an interview with Bieber Doobie, she had mentioned that this was an absolute dream collaboration of hers.
Kaytranada, we love him. He's literally amazing. It's a dream for me to be here.
I'm like, word? It's an honor because I was a fan first, you know.
And recently, he also wrapped up working with Kalela on her much anticipated return record, On the Run.
Let's go out, get down low, wanna feel you now. Another round, feel so good when we're not alone.
As I said, just one of the greatest. There's such a long video, this one, but I don't know how else. It was like 35 tracks long. I don't know how else you would cut it down. So that concludes series 4 of WTF. We're kicking straight off into season 5 because there's another music festival at the end of February that I'm really excited to go to. We've got artists like Yard Act, we've got artists like Fred Again, we've got Haim, Phoebe Bridgers, Phineas, all in the next kind of month coming up. And then I've got to start doing this monster that is like Reading Leeds WTF because hell knows there's loads of videos I want to do for that one. So we'll leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching this year. It's been absolutely amazing. And Kaytranada is, and I'm so excited to actually finally watch him because he's just like in the unit. Absolutely brilliant. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and I will see you always in the next one. Cheers. Bye.